Welcome back. Today we're going to be doing an unboxing. We're going to be unboxing the Scuf Reflex Pro controller in the white version. And I've been waiting a very long time for this controller, and I think I waited close to a month for it. Props, I managed to get it on February 3rd and it arrived. No, February 23rd. February 3rd was the date that I got it. February 23rd was the date that it shipped. And then March 24th, as of today, that's the date it arrived. So I live in Canada, so that's your estimated time if you live relatively close to me. So let's go ahead and get this unboxing done. So cameras here. Okay, so let's get to this. So we unbox it and we can see Reflex controller, the gray one that they like to show on their advertising a lot. Bring this over. You guys didn't see my on that. I scribbled it out a lot. So let's look at the box. So it's kind of like a slide design. We have PS5 version here. Scuf Reflex Pro. I believe the reason why I ended up going with this controller is because it has these paddles on the back. Basically, that's the main reason why I went for this type of model. Simply just because it has these paddles, different style of paddles. I heard at the previous generations there's a lot of issues with these paddles, like snapping off. However, I still hear a lot of issues with these in terms of like breaking, but I feel like it's less than, I guess, but that could also be simply due to the fact that nobody has these yet. The large majority does. Yeah, so this one comes with the standard triggers. It comes with the rumble. It comes with the friction rings around here. It comes with updated PS5 button, updated shell, remappable button. Comes with new texture, so it has a performance texture on the back, which I heard is good. And yeah, so that's what I think I've heard about. And obviously the 4 triggers on the back. Basically, yeah, so it has all the features of a PS5 controller. It's not like the FPS. So the FPS more for like if you're playing, pro shooters. This is more for if you want to kind of maintain the same PS5 feel, PS5 controller feel. And you just kind of simply want to try out testing out buttons. Like this is more like I guess getting into the hobby type of controller. I wouldn't say it's a professional controller. I mean, it is called the Pro controller, but I would say that it is good for people who don't really know too much about paddles and things like that. You're just kind of looking to get into the market of controllers. So let's start by pulling this up. Okay. We have this box. Then we have another okay, so from here, so it says pull here to open. So pull. There we are. We see the controller. So I got the all white, as that was what was in stock for this variant. Wow, that's very slippery. Holy, this is slipperier than the regular controller. The regular controller has like a PS5 texture on it. Has like the symbols on it, I guess. Effective. Wow, that is cool. A little bit of a scratch here. Hold of the plastic. This one is fine. I actually do have a PS5 controller here for comparison. It does have a skin on it, so just take that with a grain of salt. It's actually smoother on here. Less scratch. Okay, so back to this. Comes with this plastic thing, I guess, to protect the color. Or wow, that's completely different. This grip it almost feels like, I don't even know, what would you describe it as? If you ever grab the hockey stick or some type of sports thing, like tennis racket or whatever, it's comparable to that kind of like sticky grip on like sports equipment, I'd say. That's what my best comparison is. These, I heard they break off, but from what I see, it looks like they've done revisions on it since it came out. Because I saw a review of this, and it snapped here, but it snapped right here, right? But what I've seen is this used to be attached. Now I see that it's separated, so it's almost like floating. It's not no longer like having to bend, because that's what I heard is why it broke. Same USB-C cable. Actually, I kind of take back the scratchiness. I feel like it's just an out-of-the-box thing, because now it doesn't feel it anymore. I don't know if you can hear that. I particularly feel that. The buttons are still kind of, I'd say they're the same kind of mushy. I'd say that these are a little bit, the Scuf controller has a little bit of a lighter D-pad and not as much mush. When you get the PlayStation, it's just all mushed in every direction. This is a little bit more tactile still. Maybe that's because it's new and the PlayStation kind of got old with wear and all that, but it is a little bit more mushy on PlayStation 5 controller. Has the same audio out jack, same everything like that. The buttons are much smaller, I have to say. These buttons are much larger by comparison. So if you see the comparison here, these are quite small compared to these buttons. It's noticeable. So the little button here is different. It doesn't actually say PlayStation. That's another noticeable difference. And I don't know what else is really to say about this. It does feel very nice in the hand, I have to say. And I do feel like it solved an issue for me with the PlayStation 5 controller. I feel like the PlayStation 5 controller tried to be very tactile in all, or very deep presses is a better comparison. When you press this presses down like, see, like it presses down like a little bit, see? Then the PlayStation 5, let's do a comparison here, put them side by side. This, right, this little press, but then you have this, it's like huge, enormous kind of bottom out. It's slight, but it's in the hand, it's very noticeable. So I feel like there's more input required for these buttons, whereas the Scuf controller is less input time because of the fact that the buttons are almost shallower, I'd say, in my opinion. Wow, these back, and it fits just like perfectly. Like you could do one finger for both. You could do this. The grip feels great. It doesn't feel cheap. It doesn't feel like it's gonna break off anything. Like if you rub it, usually you get some residue. Nothing. There are little gaps in the panels and things like that. Like on the bottom here, you have a gap in the panel. But really, like, it's not that bad. It's a slight gap, and realistically, at the end of the day, if you're not throwing this at your wall, it's not gonna break. And it also, I don't really think it's a manufacturing defect. I think it's because of this grip. It's a little bit chunky, and it kind of like has like, it goes underneath this. I don't think it was able to be flush with that for that reason. Yeah. Oh, I use these. The looser they feel. These, like, it's like a PlayStation 5 controller, but I'd say more refined. I don't know what it is. These feel very, like, when they snap back to middle, it's very rough. A very rough pushback. Whereas these, when you push on them, like kind of like a little bit, it's a lot different. If you, like, you have to feel it. So it's like, if you are into keyboards, I could compare it this way. If you have like a linear switch, like these are, let's compare these to linear switch. I have a linear switch, like I don't know, a Gateron yellow, for example. This is a Gateron yellow, very smooth all the way through. You can apply just as much pressure as you'd like. Soft bottom out, soft up, like nothing really aggressive. It allows you to kind of be very precise. And if you put like a control freak on this, it'll be very, very accurate, right? But this PlayStation 5 controller is very rough, I'd say. Like, you're always kind of fighting it. Not like, we're not talking like, you know, huge differences. We're talking like, what's the difference in these two? So it's always kind of like you're fighting the controller. These bumpers are the same, I have to say. There's no difference in that. But they did change the force you need, so obviously you can hear it, right? Right, versus... So it's a very slight difference. Let's do it one more time. versus. So it's a much deeper sound. You can kind of clearly hear that. You kind of look, you can kind of see the buttons. See that? This is how they push down. So it's a much better design in my opinion than what they used to do before. It's kind of hard to get to focus in there, but you can kind of see these little, like right there, kind of in there. Oh, that's a better view. You can kind of see it, right? I went for the white just because I didn't want like an all black controller though. I do really like the white simply because it is, in my opinion, the best look out of all of them, because I didn't like a flash. I'm not too flashy, right? I was either gonna go for the gray, white, or the black. Black, I kind of already have with the stickers I put on this. It kind of already looks pretty black. I put a carbon sticker on the carbon fiber sticker. You know, I already kind of have black, so I go for more black. So I went for gray. I wanted to go for the gray, right? But then I saw these reviews, this and that. I heard the gray really isn't that dark, right? It's kind of like this gray here, like this kind of lightish gray. And it kind of like just is, it doesn't look very good. It needs the right lighting to look good. So I feel like the advertisements kind of hype that up. And I guess that's not really Scuf's fault, but that's just the way that they've marketed the controllers. I really like the feel of this. By myself here. I don't know. Okay, so let's get some gameplay on this. Connect this to my PlayStation. Is there anything else in this box? Quickly. Oh. This will separate that over there. It does come with some accessories, so let's see what comes with. Let's see if it comes with like a little. Oh shit. Oh, perfect. Okay, so this is another thing it comes with. It comes with one concave cap. Or is that, yeah, concave. Or is that domed? No, this is called domed. My bad. This is a dome. Then we have a larger dome. So if you're more like, want to be more precise, if you want the different feel, you can obviously do that. I love this texture. It's like reflective texture. Shines. So cool. It looks kind of like army camo, I'd say. Like if you ever played like any game, like a camo in them that looks like square texture army camo. That's exactly what that is, and it's exactly the same on the actual controller. I just won't be able to show you because it's kind of hidden away underneath, but when you use the controller you'll see it. They give us a nice braided USB-C cable. Nice addition. Decent length. I can place my old USB-C. This one is clearly much. Okay, there we go. Put this all back in. And quickly, but one more last thing inside the box that we see here is just the user manual, some safety information. I guess this is probably how you register your warranty. Sorry for the noise. So you get some safety information. Whatever. Then we get this. So yeah, so it has the same controllers. So blue mode. So there's different modes on the back of the controller. So this little button will turn different colors according to this manual. So we have blue mode, which is FPS or Battle Royale. Then we have red is sport, which doesn't really make sense to me. What is sport? Anyways, we have racing, which down. I guess that's good. So essentially what they're trying to do, they have different modes. So they have racing puts the D-pad on the back that you can hit it without taking your fingers off, which is a good idea because if you have to like change race mode, change something, activate something, call a pit stop, whatever it is. I like that. That's good. Sport, I don't understand what that is because it's kind of like a mix between the two and it doesn't really do anything. Interesting. Okay, what else is in here? A limited warranty. How long is a warranty? So the warranty is a 6-month warranty, 180 days. Limited warranty. Low warranty. costs close to $3 Canadian. Best. Better than 0 warranty. What else they got here? French. Okay, so yeah, we went through all that. Perfect. Let's move on to some gameplay. Let's plug it in, get started. Okay, so get into this match. So we're gonna play Need for Speed first. Try and see what that's like. I'm gonna plug audio into the controller to see what that sounds like. Not as loud, I would say. So, play up here, like charging it. I don't know what battery it's on. Currently at 2 battery. Okay, so I'll take this. Or 1. Plug this back in. Looks kind of ugly when it's all like this, but let's see. So, we're in the game. We're gonna go do play on. I haven't seen a lot of reviews on these controllers, so I'm just kind of, you know, giving you guys experience. That's why I did this review, because I haven't seen any reviews on this product. And I was like, hey, there's no reviews on it. Why don't I show something? Get in my ride. Okay, because it's just to have a little bit more. Let's see. Driving the BMW M3, very old version of it. Oh yeah, I haven't played this game in forever. See how this controller performs. So I should be able to switch this. Feels a lot less input lag. You know what it is? Quickly, while I'm just kind of describing this, the problem really lies in the fact that there's almost like, let me hit this pause button here. But you know what actually happens? It's almost like there's an error, like a little bit of space before you press it. Like there's like a little like cushion, like a little bit of movement. It makes the button like air on the top. There's like a space between the actuation and the thing. So there's like, these are the same because they're the same everything. These are actually smaller, and even the same with these. There's like almost like a little bit of too much resistance when you push it. This, there's almost like no resistance when you push it. It's done. It's just there. You're there when you need to be there. First, I feel like there's so much less resistance on the triggers, on the buttons, on everything. It's just all around seems just better. Turn. Not the fastest car on the road, but okay, now let's just skip to the race here. I'm playing this game on PS5. I do like this game. I wouldn't say it's comparable to Forza, but you know, never played that game. Start this race. And let's test it out in a race. I do like the rumble fight. I'm gonna try Fortnite with this app, possibly, just because it uses the back button a little bit. Everything just is more, like, I don't want to say refined, because I don't want to be, like, licking Scuf's ass or anything, but it feels just the way the PlayStation 5 controller should be on the buttons, at least. Now, in terms of reliability with the switches and all that, and whatever, I mean, that's something that we'll have to see. I know they are replaceable, because I hear that they do break, so there probably is an issue with that. Hurry up, let's go. Slow, but I mean, the grip feels great. All the PlayStation 5 like kind of buttons, I like any basically things that weren't really modified in terms of like internal circuits, like with the paddles. Everything there feels great. So in terms of paddles, I mean, I could do an update. I'll probably put in the comments, you know, in terms of using it if it breaks, or an update video kind of explaining what my problems were. But yeah.
Nice start. Keep it going.
Head to the race. Oh, rumbles, I don't know if I have to turn it up, but they don't feel as intense. I have to say. That's something that I kind of am lacking here from experience. I do feel more control in the car for sure.
It's only the first lap.
And I do have to get used to the paddles. I've never used a paddle, so like using these buttons, like I don't actually know what they're mapped to. It's gonna take a little bit of getting used to, but other than that, I think it is doable for me.
I'm just waiting for a chance to overtake.
Shit. Oh fuck. My bad. I thought I was gonna drift and I didn't. I don't know what I'm doing. I'm not very good at this. It's not a while.
I'm taking this one down.
Up 2 of 3. Okay, I can catch back up. I'm looking for a pole position. Much more control. The more I use it, the more I realize how heavy those joysticks were on the PlayStation. It'd be hard to go back if I ever have to go.
Come on. You're this close to the win.
Okay, so in terms of my impressions of this controller, my hands got quite like, you know, after you play for like, I played like 3 or 4 of these. No, I think it was three. I did 3 races. My hands got really like clammy after a while. Get like, you know, not clammy, but they're like, they're like, you know, like whatever, gamer hands, I guess you call them. The grip gets better with sweat. I don't know how this is possible, but it gets better. It increases the grippiness as the longer you hold it for. Now the grip isn't on the buttons, but it's on where you have to hold it, right? And it almost makes it easier to hold because you don't have to grip it as hard. It's interesting, right? I don't know. I really like this controller. Resting. Okay, so let's conclude my final thoughts about this. I love the fact that this controller is, let me just plug everything, take this off. I love that this controller has such light thumbsticks in comparison to heavier 5. I like the only thing I don't like, I have to say, is the fact that they removed light strip, or some of the light strip, I believe. Pretty much just, never mind. The only thing I really don't like about this controller, if I had to be picky, is the tolerances for like this. Like if you were to compare this versus this tolerance, there's literally huge comparison difference. You can see inside there. Camera probably not. The charging is the same, everything else is the same. Paddles feel fantastic to me. I struggle to use them now because I don't have them mapped to anything specific. But I do enjoy the clickiness. I do like what they did with the pause button. It's pretty much the same. I like how they shortened the these buttons click range. They made these less less mushy altogether. These feel great. They're not much forced to use them. Lighter. I haven't tried the domed. I tried domed in the past, so that's why I didn't really experiment with them. But you know, this is the same height one, so kind of let's compare it here. And then we have the higher domed one. Typically put it on this stick because this is the stick for me. Right stick. Looks like left for you, but if you look at the D-pad left. Stick. Buttons are on the right. Stick. So this is the right stick. And yeah, I do like the height on that. I don't know if I'd actually use this because I don't like the dome. I feel like my fingers slip off. I've always kind of drawn more towards this concave look. Overall, I really do like this controller. I think that if you do have the money for it, I would say to pick up one, in my opinion, if you can get one. Sign up for the email notifications. That's how I got mine. I was kind of there. I was in the queue for 45 minutes. And then I got in and was able to buy it. No problems. I wouldn't have to rush. Buy it and that's it. And even I think like there was a drop, I think a week after the one I got. It was for the black version and the gray version. I didn't want really either of those because I heard, you know, I told you the reasons why previously, which was because of like, you know, kind of look plain and whatever. Whereas this is kind of like different, you know. Gray looks great. You know, obviously in comparison to what I already have, it's a skin. The all white is executed, I'd say, better on this because the gray complements the white, whereas the black contrasts it on the other regular PS5 controller. So, yeah. Overall, out of 10, I'd say this is probably a 9 out of 10. Based on what I've heard. I've heard a few reviews of these breaking, but only on earlier revisions, not of these ones, later ones. I do like the remappable. Before it used to be like a little key you had to use. Now it's just really like that. Obviously, you can still change them in whatever games you have. No problem with that. You can obviously customize it per game. Keep the same profile if you don't want to change it. I do like how they kind of look similar in the buttons, but I like how they've improved them. And I really like the silky kind of feel that this has. Pretty much. So 9 out of 10 is my score for this. I've never used a custom controller in my life, so I don't really have much context, so take this review with a grain of salt, obviously. Professional user of pro controllers, but I do think that this will last me a good amount of time. If it does break, I will come with an update and the resolution of that update. And yeah, I'm going to be playing some Elden Ring with this, and possibly some Euro Truck Simulator, Rocket League. No, we'll take whatever. That's it for this review. If you guys liked the review, please leave a comment down below and I'll try to respond to you. I know I'm a small YouTuber and possibly you'll be my first comment if you see this review. And I appreciate all the interaction and just you guys watching. You don't even have to comment if you... Anyways, take care. So this is Scuf Controller White review. And take care and peace.